Hello! This shirt was bought from Target years ago. I think it's a hilarious joke. And anyway, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be ranking the Sims 1 expansions in a tier list. So let's not waste any time on the 7 expansion packs worth of content to rank. Okay. Even though The Sims 1 is basically a potato, it still has a lot more charm than arguably the modern Sims game, The Sims 4. There are 5 categories. Yes, you must have it if you play The Sims 1. It is nice to have. It adds value to the game. No need for it. And it's just plain old bad. Alright, let's rank the 7 expansion packs for The Sims 1. The first expansion is The Sims Livin Large, which the theme is kind of loose, but it adds a ton of new gameplay to live large. So there was stuff like the genie lamp, which would provide a wish with an unknown outcome. There was the potion station, which would provide random potions that had effects on your Sims, including improving your needs or turning them into a Frankenstein monster. And there was all sorts of cool little Easter eggs and ways to expand the game. Now, I think this is the first time they added more neighborhoods than one, because the base game of The Sims only came with one neighborhood. So for that reason, it is very much a must-have. Although if you download other expansions, I believe they add the same feature for the neighborhoods. The second expansion pack that was released for The Sims 1 was The Sims House Party. Now, this one's a little strange and rambunctious. It's a lot of fun though. Your Sim essentially, for the first time ever, has the ability to throw a house party, which is one of the social events that we come to know and love as Sims players. Except this house party looks way different. Why is that? Because Drew Carey can show up, a sad clown can ruin it, there's all sorts of weird themes and no community lots yet, so your house might look like a dance club. Your goal is essentially to have the best Hollywood house party that you could think of. For that reason, I think it's something that adds value, but I'm gonna say you don't need it. The Sims Hot Date was the third expansion pack released for The Sims. It added a lot of new features. First of all, the first time that you could have community lots in any neighborhood that your Sims could visit. Additionally, it added the second relationship bar. And for these reasons, it was very important to The Sims for a while. But I would say that it added a lot of new features that were really fun. Going to a restaurant for the first time, being able to dine, order food, go on a date. You know, it added a lot of new interactions for relationships. So for that reason, I think it's very much nice to have, although it's not required for some of those big changes that I mentioned with a later expansion. The fourth expansion for The Sims 1 was The Sims Vacation. And it was very similar to The Sims Hot Date in the sense that it added new activities for your Sims, new community lots for them to go to, with the only difference being that now they could stay the night at these lots and get away from their regular job, which was important in The Sims 1 because there were no days of the week. Your Sim worked 7 days a week with whatever job they had. But now there were activities for the whole family. And with these added relationship bar this expansion also adds, I think that it is also very much nice to have. Good build by, and amazing music that I stand by. The fifth expansion pack for The Sims is The Sims Unleashed, and I have to say right off the bat, it is a must-have expansion pack. That's because it takes the original neighborhood that has about 8 lots or so, and even though you have 8 of them, by this point anyway, it opens up the neighborhood and adds something like 30 to 40 lots, and you can now make community lots inside of the original neighborhood. And it just added a bunch of lore and pets, and every time you launch one of the neighborhoods, there's now pets, so it is very much a must-have. Although you can't control the pets, and they're very much annoying, and could be a game changer that way, I think it's a must-have. Now, The Sims Superstar is really fun. It's basically the first iteration of an active career in The Sims, and I gotta say, it is a blast. With that being said, it's very challenging because you have to essentially climb the ladder and work your sim to death, and the needs are hard to keep up with in The Sims 1, quite frankly. So with The Sims Superstar, a lot of the new activities were more fun than maybe the career. But once you got the career down and you could do all the socializing and you spent all of that time building up, it was really fun to see how others would react to your sim going into Studio Town. And for these reasons, even though it's really fun, I would say it adds value to the game, and it's very interesting. Now, the final expansion pack for The Sims 1 was The Sims Makin Magic, and this expansion pack has so much charm to it. I don't think there is any other expansion pack in any of the other Sims games that has ever been made that is potentially as charming as The Sims Makin Magic. I love the music in this game too. They introduce a new magic town, and there's tons of spells and activities for both children and sim adults in The Sims 1. For that reason alone, and a couple of new lots, I think it is one of the best expansion packs. Although you might not want magic in the game, and for this reason, I'm gonna say it's still a yes from me. That's it for this video. If you liked it, please click like. Otherwise, subscribe for more Sims content, as I'm an avid Sims fan, and there's gonna be something you'll enjoy.